There we go. Good morning, everybody, and welcome to Greater Life, Greater Impact. Today, we're going to continue on our discussion on the breath work. Oh my gosh, I love this kind of work. I love working with the flow and the movement of energy within you. And before we actually started the recording, Ellen brought up a really awesome question. And I think this applies to all of us, really, because there's a lot of chaos energy in the world right now. Raise your hand if you are feeling some of that chaos energy, either within you or you're seeing it around you. And feel free to unmute, feel free to share your camera so that we can have a discussion on here. But yeah, there's a lot of chaos going on right now. And sometimes that chaos energy can get stuck within you, within one of your energy centers. So when you ask the question, well, actually, let me start with this. What do you guys feel is the most important question that you could ask in your lifetime? What is the most important question that you could ask? Think about that for a minute. It's not a trick question, but I want some perspectives here. So let's talk about this for a second, because this is going to go into the breath work that we're doing. I know your little brains are going a million miles an hour. What is the most important?
I feel like my important question for me, is what am I here to have, be, do, and give? What's my divine purpose? Why am I here? What am I supposed to get out of this life? So, yeah, I don't know, kind of in a nutshell, that for me,
that was beautifully said. Thank you so much, because that's going to lead into the next question, actually. But you used the word I 5 times in your statement. 5 times. You used the word I, which is awesome. So in my mind, the first question, before you get to what am I here to have, be, do, and give, the first question is, who am I? Who is it that's doing the having, the being, the doing, and the giving? Who's that? What is that? Like, is it your mind? Is it your brain? Is it your body that's here to have, be, do, and give? I really want you guys to start thinking on that. If you have thoughts or impressions that bubble up, please share. Just openly, please share. Let's have a discussion on this before we go into accessing the I. Who are you? Have you ever thought about that? And we've talked about this a lot throughout this course, because it's the hinge point. It's the foundation of what this course is about, so that you can have a greater life and make a greater impact. Well, who is having the greater life and who is making the greater impact? I am. Well, who is that? Who are you? Who are you? That probably is the most fundamental and important question that you could ask ever in your lifetime of experience, is who am I? So if you've ever thought about when you get centered, technically, you are not within the body. The body is within you. The body is an object that takes up space and is only here for a time. It occupies space and time. So anything that occupies space and time is not really real. Not infinitely anyways. Temporarily it might be. Anything that occupies space and time is not really real. It's not infinite. Your physical body is not infinite. It's made of infinite materials that are going to come in and out of experiences, but technically your body is just an experience. It's a verb. Your body is a bunch of cells that are having experience. But eventually those cells will go somewhere else and have another experience somewhere else. So your body is not your I am. Clearly, it's not. The chair that you're sitting on, 10,000 years from now, is that chair going to still be here? Is it still going to be around? Not in that way. It will have been buried by a bunch of dirt and crumbled into something else. It will have formed itself probably into some other mass or matter, maybe even on another world, right? Because worlds, we know, even come and go, in and out of experience. Your body is just some matter that's having an experience. But it's not your I am. So who are you then? Let's talk about this, because we're going to need this awareness as we use the breath to move some things around and to unclog the drain, so to speak. We talked about with Ellen when she was doing Qigong, that a lot of people had a really great experience. It opened them up to a lot more flow, and they felt happy and peaceful and great after they were done. But she didn't feel great, because what happened? She became keenly aware that there was a block, or there was some gunk in one of those pools in one of her energy centers. So again, let's go back to the metaphor of, let's pretend that all of your chakras or energy centers are these pools of flowing water. So if you're laying down, then the root chakra would technically, it's not really, but technically it would be the first. I mean, it's called the first chakra, but we know there's other chakras, right? So, but let's just say for this illustration, the root chakra is the first pool. And let's just use water as the metaphor so you can picture it in your mind. But that's where the energy pools first. And it starts to swirl around because it's kind of in a circle. But there is an inflow of energy into that foundational root chakra. And there's also an exit point. So the energy doesn't go into the root and just swirl around there forever. It flows in, swirls around and around and around, then flows out. Where does it go? It goes to the second chakra, which is your sacral, and flows around and around in that little pool. It's like a stair step of like a water fountain, right? So water's flowing into the first pool, your root, swirls around, and then there's an exit point. There's a little gap, right, that flows into the sacral. So then it dips down in there and flows around, and then there's a gap again, and it flows into your power center and circles around a little bit. So think about those as if they are pools of water that flow into one another. The more that you clean the debris out of those pools of energy, or if you want to use the metaphor of water, the more you clean the debris of gunk out of these pools of living, flowing, moving water or energy, the more it can flow, and the more that they open up to the next one in front of it, and the next one in front of it. And that's the whole point of Kundalini, is to open up all the channels. And if some of the channels are dammed or blocked, or there's gunk in the way and the flow has slowed way down, you're going to feel that, probably as thoughts or emotions that are uncomfortable. It's going to weigh you down and gunk you up. Okay, let's go back. Let's go back to the who are you, to the I. Who is it that's looking through your eye outlets, your eye holes right here? Who is it that's observing life? Who is it that's listening to the sound of my voice? I want you to just get still for a minute and go into the experience of who is listening to this class right now. Who within you is doing that listening? Who's looking at your piece of paper? Who's looking out the window? Who is that? And if you'll notice, there's a stillness that will come over you. There's a stillness and a peace in there. It's quiet, but it's strong. It's resolute. It's ongoing. It's never ending. There's an infinite being that's occupying this physical body. And technically, you are not inside of your body. Your body is inside of you as an energetic, infinite, eternal, ongoing being. That infinite, eternal, ongoing being doesn't really take up time or space. It is time and space. It's omnipresent. It's omniscient. It's omnipotent. It's the same yesterday, today, and forever. It's peace. It's love. It's stillness. It's calm. It's intelligent. It's responding to your, actually your body is responding to it, to you, to the I am. So when you learn how to come from that space or that place of the I am, that stillness, that peace, that centered being that's in there, that's infinite, that's always going to exist. When you lay this body down over and over and over and over and come in and out of mortal experience, and you continue to have more and more and more and more and more experience with the universe, because I believe that we have had lots of experience with worlds and with the universe and with bodies. We've been in and out and in and out and in and out of experiences, experience after experience after experience, so that our literal I am, that infinite being, can expand, so that we can expand through the experience of the body, so we can expand through the experience of this earth or this world. The world is just an experience. The body is just an experience. It's an activity that's going on. So if you're experiencing a lot of chaos and disharmony and discomfort and pain and suffering, what that's telling me is that you've disconnected somehow in some way from your highest self. There's a disconnect because your higher self is infinite. What does it have to worry about? You tell me. What does your higher self have to worry about? What does your I am have to worry about? Sorry. Let's turn that off. What does your I am have to worry about? Anybody?
Nothing.
Nothing. What could possibly threaten infinity? Think about that, you guys. Think about that. The to-do lists, the stress, your bank account, your children's experiences, your physical body's experience. That is not really real. Those things are not really real. They're in front of you and they are distracting to you, but they are not really real. They are not what is real. If you want to live a very peaceful, productive, joyful life, you've got to answer the question, who am I? Who's in here? So obviously, one of the best ways to tap into that infinite part of you that has no threat, nothing can threaten the infinite nature of your being. Nothing. There's no such thing as death. There's nothing that you need to cling to. There's nothing that you need to acquire or get or have. There's nothing really that you need to do. All there is being. All there is being. And when you learn how to come from that space, that infinite space, then your experience here in the body and here in this world will begin to dramatically change. Dramatically. Okay. So again, let's tap into the higher self. Go into your center. I want you to just kind of pay attention to who's in here. Who's doing this listening right now?
Janet, can I say something?
Yes, please.
So one thing that I'm recognizing through the stress and stuff is I have old programming. And what I've been doing is just basically commanding my body and say, that's an old story, recognizing it, and then just telling your body, that's an old story. That's not us anymore. We don't need to do that now. And try to fill in my mind with the new story. And then just every time there's been chaos, just tell myself, I choose peace. And that, like you're saying, that it is what it is and I'm okay. Like that's been my big saying lately. My body is still, there's still stress there, but even though it's been chaotic, I guess I'm in a whirlwind. So luckily there's the breath work to bring you back to center, because I'm having to do that a lot right now. But anyway, I think that has been a big thing for me, is just telling my body and just trying to reprogram, because I was in fight or flight for so many years.
Yeah.
And that it's trying to get myself out of that same, and just recognizing this is a different man, this is a different life, this is, and just doing that has helped, if that helps anybody else. But I'm just saying what's helped me for sure. So
yeah, reconnecting with the being that's within you, or that is you, that beingness. That's the answer to all your problems. It's the part of you that knows how to heal your physical ailments and your physical body when you're ready to do so. And some of us aren't ready yet to do so because we are still wanting, or maybe even needing, some part of that experience for some reason. I know for me, I went through 25 years of Lyme's disease and chronic fatigue and autoimmune illness. And I remember having thoughts like, when is this ever going to end? And wanting to end it, like wanting to just kind of end my existence here on the planet, because I didn't have any understanding of who I am. That part of me that is infinite, eternal, and that doesn't understand suffering. So again, in this mortal dimension, a lot of us have been conditioned to believe that we have to create an identity for ourselves based on our experiences. But you're more than that. You're way, way, way more than just an identity based off your past, your present, and your future, and the pains of those things. You're way more than that. So one of the things that I love about breath work, then, as we move into this third part, or this third series, one of the things that I love about the breath is that you're engaging the body so that the body can have or become a new experience of flow. You're inviting the body to become the experience of flow. And what is flowing? You. You are flowing. When you experience pain and suffering, that is a damnation of flow. It's a damming of the flow of you as a spirit, as a soul, as a conscious awareness. If you need something to kind of wrap your mind around, who am I? You're a spirit, you're a soul, you're a conscious awareness. You are experiencing, you're having experience with the body, with the world, like this earth, and with the universe. Like the universe will engage with those experiences with you based on the conscious awareness. Where are you choosing to intend for your consciousness to go and your awareness to go? And the universe will interact with that. Your body will also engage with that and respond to the intention. So I love breath because it helps us put like a tangible experience to our intention. So when you use any type of different breath work and you add an intention to that, then it becomes a powerful experience that you get to have with the body, with the world, with the universe. Okay, so one of the first breaths,